Oh, hi, Apartment Therapy. I didn't see you there. Come on in. Hi, Apartment Therapy. I'm Alex. Welcome to my 800 square foot home in Chicago, Illinois. I get inspiration from a lot of places. I was a kid that grew up on Food Network and HGTV, so I feel like I've lived in the home decor space for a long time. My style is very collected, very cozy, very vintage for sure. It's taken me a long time to get my apartment to this place. There's been a lot of trial and error. I've bought a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace, sold a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace, but ultimately it feels like a reflection of me. I want it to be cozy, I want it to be colorful, I want my home to be comforting, and I feel like my home and my style embodies all of those things. When you enter my apartment, you come right into the living room, which I've tried to make one of the coziest spaces of the house. I have a big, deep sofa that I love to lounge on, lots of comfy seating options for my guests. And one of my tips, if you're struggling to find a media console, just buy a dresser. It'll give you a lot of really great hidden storage for some of those things that you just don't know where else to put. And I'm able to store all of my glassware in the cabinet in the dresser. I think taking the time to find storage items that are both functional and really nice to look at takes your home to the next level. I've landed on a color palette that both highlights some of the original features of the home, like the window molding, the archway, the fireplace, while tying it into the rest of the apartment and leading you into the dining room. Moving through the living room, we come into the dining room, which has probably seen the most changes over the 3.5 years I've lived here. It's been painted 3 different times, finally settling on Vintage Vogue by Benjamin Moore. It's got a lot of really interesting antique elements. I have my library wall on the back shelf and a big dining table that I've crammed 16 people into for a big dinner party. My dining room is really the hub of my house. It's where parties gather, it's where friends sit, it's where I do most of my work. And this dining table that I got on Facebook Marketplace is one of my favorite finds. I have a fully stocked bar with these shelves that I found in the alley and painted to match. One of the most difficult purchases I made was finding the right dining chairs. Above all, your dining chairs need to be comfortable. Again, I saw one inspiration image of these beautiful rainbow velvet chairs and knew that I needed to bring them into my space. I love my cozy cave of a bedroom. Not only does it get really dark, because it's a small space and bedrooms are usually small spaces, I feel like you can take some risks that you might not feel comfortable doing otherwise. I painted it a really dark shade of green that almost looks black. I've brought in a lot of really soft and comfortable textiles from the green bed frame, the velvet curtains. I've got a quilt on my bed that my great grandmother made. While the gut reaction might be to paint a small space in a bright and airy color, a dark color scientifically can make the space feel bigger. My goal for this space was just to make it as cozy as possible, and I feel like I've really achieved that. I would say my proudest DIY is my kitchen. Taking the time to hang that peel and stick wallpaper, which is not as easy as people say it is. Finding the right coat of paint, taking the time to find the right storage options, really transformed a plain white box of a kitchen into something that is special and that I enjoy spending every day in. I love to cook and bake and try new recipes and try new techniques and things. And I think my kitchen is one of my biggest indulgences. I have a lot of appliances. I have a lot of baking sheets and baking tins and cool, vintage casserole dishes. And those things are heavy and they take up a lot of space. So I had to be really mindful in how I organized and stored my kitchen. I spent so much time in the kitchen with my mom as a kid, and I have always loved to cook. Having a kitchen that brings me so much joy to be in has made what might be a chore to some really turn into an enjoyable experience for me. Anything that makes my kitchen more functional and easy and enjoyable to use is well worth the money. One of the biggest selling points when I moved into this apartment was this closet off of the kitchen that I've turned into an office. At the time, I was working from home almost exclusively, and I wanted to have a space that was separate from the rest of my living area. And this cloffice fit the bill. It's just big enough for me to fit a desk in. It's got a window so I get some great natural light while I'm working. And these shelves are great for storing all of my excess decor that's not currently in rotation. When I come home after a long day, I want my apartment to feel like a hug. I want it to feel like a warm embrace after a long time away. And I think through the paint colors I've chosen, through the very cozy and comfortable furniture I brought in, through the very meaningful art I've hung on the walls, I've embodied that. I've taken the time to bring in and change out things that really have meaning and importance to me. Taking the time to understand how you need your home to function for you, rather than what you think the internet says you should do, will lead to a home that stays more organized, stays less cluttered, and ultimately feels more comfortable to be in.